Welcome again to another episode of Foods 254. My name is Stella, your host and nutritionist. Well, today I want to talk about reasons kids refuse to eat. Why doesn't my kid eat? That is the question I get from most people. So actually most of you know how frustrating mealtime can be, and when you try to introduce something new, or worse, when you serve something they've never eaten before and they refuse to eat, and you find most kids will do this occasionally, but for some it's a way of life. Well, a variety of factors can contribute, and the reasons can evolve over time, but most of them tend to fall into one of these categories. So I'm going to give you some of the reasons I think, as a nutritionist, hinder your kids from eating well. And one of them is medical. When kids have a well-documented medical condition or are visibly sick, it is obvious that their eating can be affected. But sometimes there are more subtle issues. Two of the biggest culprits are acid reflux and constipation. Both of these are very common problems for kids and can put hold to eating. So you find a kid is not feeling well and they're not able to feed well. So it goes hand in hand. So managing your child's constipation can be a huge game changer in helping them eat new foods. The second one is sensory. What do I mean by sensory? Sensory is often the hidden link in picky eating. And while a lot of parents haven't heard of it before, I promise it is worth your time reading a little more on it. If you can understand why your child is refusing to eat or is not feeding well, it might be because of sensory issues. Sensory meaning maybe even the color. Just the color of the food really matters. Mtoto ataona hii aseme, I don't really like the color, or even by touch or how it tastes. So it really matters. All those things matter. The third one is oral motor skills. This one might be a little tricky for parents, I know, to figure out, because you need to consider how well your child is chewing and swallowing their food. Signs that your child may not be chewing are maybe when they're eating, they're choking or gagging after the food is already in their mouth for a few seconds. You find kids mtoto anakula and they can't even chew the food very well, or they're just choking or throwing up the food just throwing up the food. They also have difficulty in, difficulties in swallowing, and most of these kids will start refusing to eat these foods because they don't know how to chew them, and they begin throwing up. So you find a parent lazimisha mtoto, like, I want you to eat that food, I want you to finish that food, because they've not really understood that this kid is having difficulties in even chewing or even swallowing that food. They end up spanking the kid. Another reason is routine. I think this is actually the most reasons. Routine. What do I mean by routine exactly? Well, I strongly believe that structure and routine around food mealtime is critical, and it's very critical for kids. We often continue to do what is comfortable for us with our kids. Like if you're used to eating ugali and sukuma, or maybe rice or spaghetti, you want your kid to eat the exact food or the same food that you are eating. So there's that routine because I love ugali, I also want my kids to be eating ugali. If you don't have regular meal times, pay attention to how frequently they are eating. Do you eat in front of the TV? And mostly let your kids pick what they want to eat. If they aren't eating well or willing to try foods, lack of routine may be the reason for it, or at least part of it. Well, there are so many reasons why kids may refuse to eat, but today I just decided to tackle on these 4 because I believe they are the major ones. So focus on specifically addressing the underlying causes, whether that is sensory process, medical, or oral motor skills, before you jump into conclusion that your kid is not feeding well. So remember, for any diet plan or nutrition counseling that you'll need, don't hesitate to holler. I'm there for you. I can correct that eating disorders ama zinaitwa aje. Yeah. So if you have any problem, your baby, you would want to ask me any question, just leave a comment down there and I'll get back to you. So that's all I had for you guys today. See you again next time. same place. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe so that each and every week I bombard you with new, new information, new tips. So that's all that I had for you guys today. See you again. Bye bye. Next time.